Captain Marcus Chen stood in the crystalline hall of the Valerian embassy, his weathered face betraying no emotion, as the young alien diplomat spoke. Her skin shimmered like mother of pearl, her large eyes reflecting the binary suns of her homeworld through the transparent dome above. "Captain Chen," said Ambassador Lyria, her voice carrying the musical quality typical of her species, "I have a proposal that may strengthen our alliance." She paused, her translucent fingers clasping together. "My older sister Sarah has lived in darkness since birth. Our customs dictate she cannot marry within our society due to her limitation." Marcus raised an eyebrow but remained silent. However, Lyria continued with what he recognized as genuine innocence in her voice. "You humans have a saying, do you not? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder? Well, my sister has no eyes that work. She cannot see how—" Lyria gestured vaguely at Marcus, searching for words. "How different your human features are from our aesthetic standards. It would be a perfect match." The three human diplomats behind Marcus shifted uncomfortably. To the Valerians, humans were notoriously unattractive, their bilateral symmetry considered crude, their varied skin tones deemed chaotic, their facial features too pronounced and aggressive. "You're asking me to marry your sister because she's blind?" Marcus asked, his tone carefully neutral. "Yes," Lyria beamed, completely missing any potential offense. "Is this not a wonderful solution? You need allies in this sector, and marriage alliances are our strongest bonds. Sarah is brilliant, kind, and accomplished. The only reason she remains unmarried is this superficial matter of appearance, which would not affect you two at all." Marcus studied the young ambassador. The Valerians were utterly sincere in their bigotry. They genuinely believed humans were hideous but had no malice about it, stating it as simple fact, like commenting on the color of the sky. Their innocence made it almost worse. "May I meet Sarah before I decide?" Marcus asked. Lyria's face lit up with bioluminescent patterns of joy. "Of course. She's in the garden." The garden was a masterpiece of alien horticulture, with plants that sang in ultrasonic frequencies and flowers that shifted colors with the viewer's emotions. Sarah sat on a bench made of living wood, her fingers running over a data tablet that projected information in three-dimensional tactile holograms. Unlike her sister, Sarah's skin had a softer glow, and her useless eyes were covered by an elegant band of silver metal that seemed to grow from her temples. She turned her head as they approached, her other senses clearly acute. "Captain Chen," she said, her voice lower and more measured than Lyria's. "I apologize for my sister's directness." I'm sure she phrased this proposal with all the diplomatic grace of a solar flare. Marcus couldn't help but smile. "She mentioned you were brilliant. And blind," Sarah added dryly. "She definitely mentioned that. Probably in the same breath as your supposedly offensive human appearance." She stood, moving with practiced ease through the garden. "Let me be equally direct, Captain. This alliance matters to both our peoples. The Krell Empire threatens us all. Your species has military capabilities we lack. My people have technology you need. A marriage alliance would cement trust. And you're willing to be a political pawn?" Sarah laughed, a sound like wind chimes. "Aren't you? Isn't that what brought you here?" She moved closer, her head tilting as if studying him with senses he couldn't perceive. "Besides, I've been researching humans since Lyria proposed this absurdity. Your literature, your history, your art. Do you know what I found fascinating? What? You're survivors. Evolutionarily, ecologically, socially, you endure. You adapt. You thrive in conditions that would break other species. You call it stubbornness, we call it remarkable." She reached out, her fingers stopping just short of his face. "May I?" Marcus nodded, then realized she couldn't see it. "Yes." Her cool fingers traced his features, the strong jaw, the crooked nose broken twice in combat, the scar tissue along his temple. "Your people evolved as persistence hunters," she murmured. "You chased prey until it collapsed from exhaustion. You didn't need to be the fastest or strongest. You just needed to never give up." Her fingers found the laugh lines around his eyes. "These fascinate me. Markers of emotion, worn into the flesh itself. Like your experiences are written on you. What do your people find so ugly about humans?" Marcus asked quietly. "Everything that makes you effective," Sarah replied. "Your forward-facing eyes, predator eyes built for depth perception and hunting. Your exposed teeth, weapons displayed openly. Your varied melanin, adaptation to different environments, but we see chaos. Your prominent noses, advanced olfactory tracking. Even your bipedal stance, freed hands for tool use in warfare. She stepped back. We find you ugly because you're perfectly designed for survival. That terrifies us on some primal level. Marcus was quiet for a moment. And you? What do you think? Sarah's expression softened. I think beauty is the most useless sense of all. I perceive your electromagnetic field, the rhythm of your breathing. The thermal patterns of blood flow under your skin. I know when you're amused because your heart rate increases slightly. I know you're nervous now because your hand keeps moving toward your sidearm, a comfort gesture, not a threat. She smiled. I perceive everything except what my people consider important, and perhaps that's a gift. Your sister wasn't wrong, Marcus said slowly. You are remarkable. So, Sarah extended her hand in the human custom she'd clearly researched. Shall we make this absurd political marriage and scandalize both our species? Marcus took her hand. Her skin was cool but not unpleasant, and her grip was surprisingly strong, on one condition. Name it. We do this as partners, not pawns. We make our own terms. Sarah's bioluminescent patterns flickered with what he was learning to recognize as amusement. Captain Chen, I think this might actually work. Behind them, Lyria clapped her hands together in delight, still completely oblivious to the deeper conversation that had just occurred. She had successfully negotiated an alliance, thinking it was built on her sister's disability and human ugliness. She had no idea she'd just matched two of the most stubborn, adaptable survivors their species had produced. As Marcus and Sarah walked back toward the embassy, discussing treaty terms and battle strategies with equal enthusiasm, he realized something profound. Sometimes being underestimated was humanity's greatest advantage, and sometimes not seeing with your eyes meant seeing what truly mattered. The Krell Empire wouldn't know what hit them.